question to listen to myself talk. I like my voice so much. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Before I actually begin with the table talk, it's just a few words, I should say a few thoughts on our topic for tonight, which is falling in love. Now, I'm going to assume that many of us, or all of us at one point in time, has fallen in love, or thought we fell in love, or fell in lust with someone at some point in time. I'm pretty sure we can all agree, too, that falling in love means a lot of different things to each person. There's a different feeling, emotion, a sense of something that makes you feel, makes you realize that this person or these people that you are around is a person for you, or the people for you, for that matter. I know, I'm divorced. I know my ex-wife had nothing to do with that anyway, but I know my ex-wife, she told me when she fell in love with me, it was when I made the worst lobster bisque ever. I put a lot of effort into it, which is something she loved. It was the worst meal she ever, rather, the worst taste she'd ever had, but it was the best meal she ever had simply because she enjoyed the effort. So it's things like that. There are things like walking through a park when you are hand in hand with someone that something happens and you just realize, I'm in love with this person. This is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, or at least the next 4 or 5 years with. So, leading off of that, our table talk is going to be built around the theme of the day, which is falling in love. Now, before I get into that, I want to tell everyone what table talks is all about. Tabletop is basically impromptu speaking. What it actually, what it does, it gives you the opportunity to think on your feet. It's going to be a quick introduction to a particular question or whatever that I may have. Then I will call on someone, which is different from what we usually do in the club where we have people volunteer. I'm actually going to call on people tonight. But it gives you a chance just to think on your feet, discuss a topic, and just give us your impression and show us what you can do in an impromptu scenario. So now, as tonight's theme is falling in love, I thought it fitting that we discuss the various aspects of falling in love. There are different things, as I mentioned before, walking down a path per se, where you know that you're falling in love with someone. So let's just imagine, on the first question, you're walking down a road, going to your partner's home. You come across a split in the road. There's a short road and there's a long road, a long path, I should say. The first question is, which path would you take and why? And for this first question, I would like to call Charlie. Yes.
I don't think thank you. Yeah.
Okay. You are walking down a road to your partner's house, and you come across a split in the road. There's a short path and a long path, and both will take you to her house.
I heard this one before.
Well, you're tell us about it.
Can you repeat the question? Oh, I see. I remember how this one goes. This is like a trick question to discover your psychological weakness. Okay. If I was going down the path and I came to the split to the loved one's house, I would take the one which the least people had gone on. You know, I mean, if there's one which would be more worn than the other, I would take the one that would have the least people going there, because that's my nature. I kind of want to go where there would be less people, because then I could walk faster. You know, like it's like when you're walking in Hong Kong, you think everybody's really fast, but actually they're really slow, because when you're in a hurry, everybody's blocking your way. So I would take the one where I'd seen the less people. And, well, it would depend. Maybe I'd take the short one, because if I was bringing her ice cream, then I'd want to get there faster. And I just want to tell you guys a secret. I stink at table topics. So please, someone else take over.
Charlie's answer was really nice simply because it's centered around one of the senses of actually tasting something, the ice cream, something you could taste. And as we go down on that one, I would like to ask the next question to Pace.
Ooh.
Pace, if you had to describe a taste that explains love for you, what would that be?
A taste for love. For love, love to me is contains both sweet and bitter. Well, the sweet part will be when you fell in love and you feel that you are happy with that guy and you treasure every moment with him, yeah. And then I would love to see him every day. I would love to do everything with him, no matter it's just watching a movie or eating together. The process will be sweet all the time. While when it comes to bitter part, well, in a relationship, couples might get a chance to fight. They might have different opinions. Oh, I remember one time I helped my friends to organize their wedding. And then the guy said, the guy, so the bride and the groom asked the bride to organize the wedding. And then the, the groom said, the groom didn't organize anything, and the bride was still high pressure because of the wedding thing. She wants to make it perfect. She wants to have some comfort from the man she loved. So it always have some conflicts and some argument between couples. So that's the bitter part. And so to conclude, it always have big sweets and big part, and we have to balance between the two tastes, and you have the sweet taste at the end. Thank you.
Lovely comparison between bitter and sweet, which actually does describe what love and falling in love is all about. You know, one of the things when I think about falling in love is also, there's always a special song that couples tend to have. Something that whenever you hear it come on the radio, you just automatically just drift into sort of like a little trance and your body just starts to sway back and forth. So, for my next question, for this person who has ever fallen in love or thought they were in love, what was a song that comes to your mind and what significance was it for you? And for this one, I'd like to call our general evaluator.
Oh, I was saying.
So it's me again, and speaking of a song, I do have a song. So I still remember it was a long time ago. It's like 9 years ago when I first dated my fiance. And I remember the first time when I date her, I literally share a song that I really love. So how many of you have ever watched the Disney movie cartoon called is that Aladdin?
Yeah.
Aladdin. Yes, 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 a lot, right? So I particularly love the song "I Can Show a Whole New World." So if you still remember the lyrics, is about "I can show you the world." So this is the first promise I gave her. So I give her "I can show you the world" with a new perspective, with new opportunities, and with new possibilities. And I also teach her to sing the song together, and because I love this song so much that it just becomes our songs together. And the interesting thing is, as we are going into a new chapter of our life, which we are going to get married next year, is really, really crediting that promise I gave her. I can show you a new world. And it's a new world where I still forget the lyrics. However, if I sing it out, is it okay if I sing a little bit to share with you? Yes? Thank you. Because I was told that not to sing in Toastmasters sometimes. Right, so buy me some time. So the song goes like this, and I would like to share with you. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last
Let your hearts
decide? Thank you. Thank you very much.
You want to say right?
Yeah, and you know what? That particular phrase was actually when I asked her, would you like to be my girlfriend? When do you make up your heart, right? So, your heart, okay. So yeah, that's basically what the song I remember, and I would like to share with all of you. Yeah. Thank you.
Lovely, I like that. We always love to have performers here in our Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much, Mom. Well, you know, Teresa, I think the next question should go to you since you joined in on the singing part. There are many different scents that describe love to a lot of different people.
Mhm.
Tell us about yours.
Sense?
Yes.
Okay. Sense or scent?
Scent as in smell.
Smell.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Beatrice.
You're very welcome.
Scent that describes love. Now, ladies and gentlemen, originally I was hoping to throw up a song so that I'll have some time to think about it, but since our good old Lawrence has used the trick, I need to think about something else. Now, in life, we have different scents. Okay? Now, in Hong Kong, as you know, that the air quality for the last 10 years has been deteriorating. Okay? I remember when I was young, the sky was blue and that, the air is pretty fresh for most time of the year. But then, recently, there's a report in Times Magazine that Hong Kong has become one of the places in the world with the worst air, and in fact expects leaving Hong Kong just because they cannot stand the filthy air. However, I've spent a few years abroad, in the Europe more precisely. I came back to Hong Kong, and I thought to myself, okay, the air is getting worse. But after being apart from home for so many years, I kind of like the smell here, despite how terrible it is. The reason, very simple. Hong Kong is my home. Hong Kong is where my family is based, where I was reared as a child, and where I built my belief system. And Hong Kong has so many things to be proud of, such as our hardworking spirit, our ambition, and we are like the eastern state of America where dreams do come true. Look at Li Ka-shing. I love this place. So if you describe a scent that represents love, that will be the scent of Hong Kong, the scent of home, the scent of companionship, and the scent that is uniquely mine forever and ever. Back to you, Dean.
How much time do we have left?
No.
Or 2 minutes? Okay. This will be the last question. Some people say that you know love when you see it. The other day when I was coming back from a trip, I happened to be walking back to my apartment through the mall, funny enough, and I saw this really old couple. They must have been at least 90 years old. And they were holding hands and looking at each other back and forth, and it looked so sweet. I looked at that and I saw that's love. That is truly love. So my next and final question, I would like to ask Ruth. Please describe for me the look of love. Or your rendition of the look of love.
I'll resist the urge to sing. Love can happen instantly, right? Do you believe in love at first sight? Or love could develop over a period of days, weeks, months, or even years. Love can start from friendship, from a romance, even from a working relationship. Love can start in many different ways. Do you believe in a love that is absolutely instantaneous? That is so, so deep, it makes your heart ache. And when you look at the object of your love, it can just bring you to tears. Do you believe in that kind of love? It's not a romantic love. This happened to me for the second time on the 2nd of March 2007. Absolutely instantaneous. The object of my love was about 20 centimeters, not even a strand of hair, with beautiful big blue eyes looking up at me. He's now like that. He's like a monkey, climb up anything, talks back, cheeky, cheeky. But you know, if you have experienced the love between a parent and a child, well, we all have, right? But as a parent, loving a child is like no other love. Have you experienced it? Who here are parents? A minority. I heartily encourage you to become parents at some time. And when you do, at that moment, that instantaneous, that moment when you look at the child that you've born, you actually look upon the relationship that you had as a child growing up with your parents entirely different. The whole world flips in an instant. You then realize how much your parents loved you and still do. So I ask you, have you asked yourself lately, how are my parents doing? Have I told them how much I love them? Even if they don't tell you, believe me, they love you like no other love.
That was lovely. Thank you very much. And at this moment, I do believe I'm out of time, right?